Imagine waking up at 35, doing everything the system told you to do. You went to college, built a career, and now your household income is around $90,000 a year. You pay bills on time, avoid reckless spending, yet somehow, at the end of every month, your checking account barely moves. Your savings feel stagnant, retirement seems distant, and there's a quiet frustration that even doing everything right is producing the freedom you were promised. Let us look at the actual numbers. A household earning $90,000 per year in the US brings home roughly $65,000 after federal taxes and payroll deductions. That is about $5,400 per month. Now subtract typical expenses: mortgage or rent around $2,200, groceries $800, utilities $300, transportation $600, insurance $400, and childcare, if applicable, $1,000. Total expenses roughly $5,300. That leaves barely $100 of breathing room each month. No wonder so many feel financially trapped. It is not that they are failing. It is that the margin in their budget has disappeared, making wealth building almost impossible. One of the biggest culprits is lifestyle inflation. As income rises, spending rises faster. Raises intended to improve life quietly vanish into slightly bigger apartments, newer cars, extra subscriptions, and small conveniences. Each upgrade feels reasonable and justified, but together, they consume the financial margin that once allowed for saving or investing. Consider a young professional earning $50,000 a year at 25. Sharing an apartment and driving a used car, monthly expenses might total around $2,200, leaving a $1,000 margin for investing or savings. Fast forward 10 years, income jumps to $90,000. The apartment is bigger at $2,200. The car now costs $600 a month with insurance. Food expenses rise to $800. And subscriptions at another $100. Monthly expenses climb to roughly $4,800, leaving only about $600 of margin. Income doubled, yet flexibility barely improved. This is lifestyle inflation quietly eating the path to real wealth. The second trap compounds the problem: debt and monthly payments. Modern middle-class finances are often structured around recurring obligations rather than ownership. Mortgages, car loans, student loans, credit cards, and buy now, pay later purchases consume significant portions of income. Each payment feels manageable on its own, but stacked together, they absorb most of a household's resources. For example, a household earning $100,000 per year may bring home $70,000 after taxes. Monthly debt obligations could look like this: mortgage $2,400, car loans $900, student loans $300, credit card minimums $200, buy now, pay later $100. That totals $3,900, almost 70% of take-home income before groceries, utilities, or insurance are even considered. The system encourages payments because they make consumption possible today, but the trade-off is severe. Money used for servicing debt is money that cannot grow through investments. Over time, this creates a widening gap between households using income to pay obligations versus those using income to buy assets, compounding wealth slowly for the latter group while the former struggles to break free. Finally, delaying investing or ignoring compounding amplifies the consequences of both lifestyle inflation and debt traps. Many households keep excess income in savings rather than deploying it into assets that grow over time. Even households earning above-average salaries fall into this trap. Consider a 35-year-old professional with an extra $600 a month after expenses. If that money is left in a savings account earning 1% interest, it accumulates roughly $7,000 over 10 years. If invested in a diversified portfolio earning an average 7% annual return, it could grow to more than $110,000 over the same period. The difference is entirely compounding. Yet most people don't see the opportunity because the margin in their budget seems too small, or debt payments feel too heavy. Waiting even a few years before investing can cut tens of thousands from potential wealth growth. It's not about earning more, it's about making the money you already earn work efficiently. The uncomfortable reality is that these traps, lifestyle inflation, debt obligations, and delayed investing, are quietly keeping middle-class families locked in the same financial cycle. You, not failing. You are not irresponsible. The system is designed so that even a decent income can feel insufficient when spending grows faster than earnings, when debt consumes your cash flow, and when compounding is delayed. The solution isn't dramatic. It's about creating margin, reducing unnecessary payments, and putting money into investments as early as possible. Even a few $100 redirected from non-essential spending or debt payments can grow substantially over a decade. The goal is to reclaim control, reduce financial stress, and start building real wealth, step by step, with actual numbers guiding your decisions rather than hope or hype. By recognizing these patterns, you can start breaking the cycle. Track your spending carefully. Identify areas of lifestyle inflation and ask if each upgrade is truly necessary. Consider consolidating or paying down high-interest debt to free up cash flow. Even small, consistent monthly investments take advantage of compounding, eventually creating a cushion that runs T-passable when every dollar was absorbed by obligation. The shift is subtle but powerful. Small changes in spending and debt management, applied consistently, produce results that feel almost magical after a decade, turning previously trapped income into genuine financial freedom. Understanding and confronting these traps is easy. It forces honesty about habits and priorities, but it is the only path to escape the quiet financial treadmill that keeps so many hardworking Americans from building lasting wealth. Now let us focus on the trap that often does the most damage silently: investing too late. Even households earning solid incomes can fall victim to this without realizing it. The logic seems simple. I'll save a little now and invest later when I have more money. But here, as the uncomfortable reality, every year you delay reduces the power of compounding exponentially. Let's do the math. If a 30-year-old invests $300 per month in a diversified portfolio, averaging 7% annual returns by age 60, they could accumulate roughly $320,000. Start the same plan at 40 instead, contributing the same amount, and by 60, the total drops to around $130,000. That is a 60% reduction in potential wealth, all because of 10 years lost to delay. This is why early investing, even in modest amounts, is non-negotiable for long-term financial freedom. Many young professionals feel they have enough to invest because of lifestyle choices and debt obligations. But the real question is, how much of your income is genuinely discretionary versus locked into payments and non-essential spending? Even redirecting a few $100s that currently goes toward upgraded gadgets, dining out, or a slightly fancier car can create significant long-term impact. For example, investing just $500 a month, starting at 35 at 7% growth results in over $300,000 by 60. Those numbers aren't hype, they are simple math showing how compounding turns consistent contributions into meaningful wealth. Conversely, continuing to spend all extra income while delaying investing leaves you with minimal growth, regardless of how high your salary climbs. Let's tie this to lifestyle inflation and debt, because these traps rarely act alone. Imagine a 35-year-old professional earning $90,000, spending $4,800 per month on living expenses and servicing debt. Their margin is just $600. If they maintain lifestyle upgrades and carry car loans, credit cards, and other obligations, that $600 might evaporate entirely on small purchases. Even if they save or invest $100, the rest is consumed by normal life. The problem is income as allocation. Most people think the solution is earning more, but often the smarter approach is optimizing what you already earn, reducing unnecessary payments, trimming lifestyle upgrades, and prioritizing investments can dramatically change outcomes. A disciplined household that redirects just a few $100s per month from non-essential expenses or debt toward investments can shift from financially trapped to steadily growing wealth, all without earning more. The practical steps to escape these traps are straightforward, though they require discipline and honesty. First, track every dollar. Actual numbers reveal patterns that mental estimates hide. Identify where lifestyle inflation silently eats your margin. Could the new car wait another year? Could you downgrade a subscription you rarely use? Small changes compound into real freedom over time. Second, attack debt strategically. Focus on high-interest obligations first, because interest compounds against you just as investing compounds for you. Every extra $100 you redirect from interest toward investing accelerates wealth growth exponentially. Third, start investing immediately, no matter how small. Even a modest, consistent investment captures the magic of compounding and builds a foundation that becomes harder to disrupt as it grows. Real-life examples make this concrete. Consider two households, both earning $90,000 a year. Household A maintains lifestyle upgrades, keeps high-interest debt, and delays investing. Household B reduces discretionary spending, pays off a car loan early, and invests $500 a month starting at 35. By age 55, household A may have only $15,000 to $20,000 in net investments, while household B could have close to $200,000 despite having the same income. The difference is, to luck or income, it has choices, discipline, and timing. That's the quiet power of margin and compounding combined. Another point, often overlooked, is psychological. Lifestyle inflation and debt obligations create a sense of living paycheck to paycheck, even for households earning well above the national median. This constant tension discourages investing because people feel they can afford it, reinforcing the trap. Yet even small, consistent actions build momentum. Redirecting just $300 a month from unnecessary spending into a retirement account with an average annual return of 7% results in roughly $60,000 after 10 years, a cushion that feels almost unbelievable when you look back. The system may be designed to keep people financially busy, but with intentional choices, you can turn the system's incentives to your advantage. Finally, it is important to understand that escaping these traps isn't about extreme austerity. About being intentional. You don't have to give up a comfortable life, but you do need to prioritize. Decide which upgrades are meaningful and which are optional. Treat debt like a weight dragging you down, and investments like a lever that can lift your future. Every small decision compounds, and over a decade, those decisions either create financial freedom or prolong financial stress. The quiet, frustrating reality is that you're not failing your habits and the system, as design are working against your long-term wealth, not your character. Recognizing this distinction is liberating because it shifts the focus from blame to action. In summary, the middle-class financial traps, lifestyle inflation, debt obligations, and delayed investing operate together to silently keep people from building real wealth. The solution is methodical. Track spending with precision, reduce non-essential upgrades, strategically pay down debt, and start investing immediately, even in small amounts. Each step may feel minor month to months, but over 10, 20, or 30 years, the cumulative effect is enormous. The goal is to flashy wealth or risk-driven gains it as a stress-free, flexible financial life where income actually works for you rather than against you. By reclaiming margin in your budget, making debt a tool rather than a trap, and leveraging compounding, the path to real wealth becomes not just possible, but inevitable. You are not failing. And you are not behind. You are simply learning to navigate the system on your terms, turning the traps that keep others stuck into the very foundation of your financial freedom. If this video helped you see where your money might be leaking and how to start building real wealth, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss clear, practical financial guidance. Thank you for watching, and here as to taking control of your money step by step.